Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Workers and Resources. We're making a ton of cars. So many cars, man. The roads are getting much more crowded in many places. That doesn't stop them from walking to places they want to walk to, though. So, like, thankfully, people are still willing to walk. Oh, man. So, I have basically every car dealership has a big old T813 6x6 flatbed assigned to it. All right. And it's just going to sit here, right, until somebody buys the cars, and it's going to go about its business. We've gotten to the point now where all of the car dealerships are pretty full, okay? Parking lots are kind of the restriction. We just need to kind of get more parking lots positioned. That's true for this area over here as well. I got the train, right, bringing cars in here. And it also sits here and waits till loaded, or waits till unloaded. Yeah. So this thing is now full now too. We were making the T613, this black colored car, this luxury car. We were making this in pretty much all three factories for quite a while because, again, the last one you select, that's the one that just keeps going over and over again. So you have to kind of play around and activate a whole bunch. I wish there was a random mode where you could just click something and it would just do it. I think that would be really nice. So we've got electrical components, mechanical components, plastics, electronics, fabrics. We have all that stuff in here. So ignore this. It doesn't matter what this says. We have a whole bunch of it. It looks like they have fabric in here too. So that one's running at full speed ahead. This one's running full speed ahead as well. And I went ahead and I added a few more blueprints. So now I have a lot more variety in cars. And then some of these you can actually change their color, which is kind of cool. So I just like every now and then I'll just periodically change some colors around. And I don't know, I just like to see all these different ones. But then I always end with 613, basically. Just let it, that way I know that if it's producing that car, like if I start seeing a lot of those black cars in storage, then I know I gotta go and look at it. So yeah. I think I've solved our iron problem. Basically, a lot of the workers just weren't coming here anymore. They were going to steel and everything. So I went ahead and I have a couple of dedicated buses whose sole job is to take people from over there somewhere and bring them over here somewhere. And that's allowing us to process iron again and get this quantity back up, or at least keep up with steel. So we're using a lot of steel now, and this is, I believe, yes, I believe right now, for the first time ever in this entire series, I think, we are starting a video, I guess since the beginning anyway, first video since the beginning, we're starting a video with no construction. Like nothing is being built right now. Everything is just existing. Look at all these helicopters. Oh man, they're so useless right now, aren't they? Let's give them something to do, huh? So I've been looking at like, how in the world do I get people over here, right? And it's easy to just do a train, and I could do that. In fact, I am going to do a train to do it because it's a good way to do it. It's a good way to get people over here. We're going to go with the train set again, and then I'm going to bring, let's say, let's go with like one passenger wagon. We'll go with this 125 here. So we'll have one train doing this, okay? And your job is to go from here, pick up people, and take them to here. Here, yep. That's your job. You're not going to do any students or anything. Just that. Ready, set, go. Okay. So what we need to do is we need to figure out the logistics behind all of this, right? We need to figure out how we're going to get resources over into here. Now, I have a cargo station, so I do plan to use a train for a lot of things, right? And first, we need to figure out exactly what we need. Steel is going to be the biggest bottleneck in ship making, I think, aside from labor because of our positioning. But I think steel is probably going to be the biggest problem, and I don't think we're making enough steel, to be honest. I'm hoping that I can get a full 500 people in here as often as possible. I obviously have a little bit of work to do to achieve that. And I'm also noticing that my parking lots here are just super lonely and not being used. Like nobody's driving to work at the steel plant. So I wonder if it's just because people who are university educated or whatever don't work here, or at least aren't trying to work here. I don't know. Yeah, we still have this supply of steel, I guess, because the helicopters aren't picking it up. Yeah, because we don't have any construction yet. Anyway, so I need to bring people here. So people, that's the train. I'm thinking they're also going to drive themselves. We do have some parking lots we can put in over here too. So why don't we get a couple of parking lots over here just to see who's willing to drive themselves. So we'll go, you know what? We can go about like, man, I wish I could fit 2 in here, but it looks like what I'll need to do is just fit 1 and then put in a medium one or something next to it. So we'll go like this, and then we'll put in a medium right here like this. If I can get it to connect to the road, close enough. Okay, so that'll give us a parking lot, I guess, for people to come to work over here too. That's pretty nice. Not sure if that doesn't actually connect to where they walk in though. Where do they walk in? I guess they only walk in right on the road, so I'd have to connect this to the road. That's close enough to get there though. It'll work, but just in case it doesn't for some reason, we're gonna go ahead and just pop all of these and make them with make them with sidewalks and stuff so they can walk on them easier. No big deal. We'll do the same thing with this all the way over to like that, okay? So a couple of parking lots to get people over here, okay? Next thing we need is a license. That's why I've been hoarding money. We're at 26.5 million. We also have 10.6 million in dollars too, and I'm obviously, you can see I'm making ridiculous amounts of money right now. Selling trains is pretty good. We're also shipping out excess cars right now. I've started to export some of the excess electronics at a very small quantity. But mostly it's just because we're able to do that kind of stuff and export, but our expenses have dropped considerably. Like, we're not buying a whole lot of things anymore. So that's also playing a huge role in how fast that can go up. So let's take a look at blueprints really quick. I'd like to make a lot of different ships. The Pride tanker, still too expensive to make this. It's 4,500 steel, so that's nice. Let's start with ships that we can actually make, huh? Like things that we can probably handle. I'm not thinking about oil tankers. I'm actually thinking about passenger ships at the moment. And I would like to build... this one has a 295 capacity. It's only 2 million rubles for the license. So why don't we try this Dunny class motor ship from Hungary. We're gonna buy that one, and then I need a cargo ship too, of course. So let's start with total capacity. We'll come down with, you know, the Frida's pretty good. I don't think that's really a bad choice. Is there really a significant difference between these two? 25, 80 tons on steel. Yeah, there is a pretty good difference there for a marginal amount of money. 27 to, yeah, I think this is a good one. The Volga Bolt from Czechoslovakia. Let's get this one too. Okay, so those are our two ships, right? And we can make both of them side by side here. So the first one, we're gonna have our motor ship being made over here, and the cargo ship is gonna be made over here, okay? So each one of these is gonna take part in building a different kind of boat, a different kind of ship. But we, of course, need tons of resources over here to do this, like ridiculous. This is very steel heavy. The shipping industry, ships and stuff, very steel heavy. Every other resource, really light, honestly. So steel is gonna be the biggest thing. And that's why this single drop-off point is going to basically cover both of these at the same time. So the biggest thing I need right now is steel delivery. Let me take a look really quick and see what train is responsible for steel deliveries at the moment. And honestly, I think the biggest thing is making sure right here, making sure we always have 500 people in here. That's the big ticket. And then we're at this point now where it's really hard to export because we're always maxed out on this basically. And we are able to direct output here. This fills up very quickly. So what I'm gonna need is ooh, I can't do that though. I can't have trucks. Oh no, no trucking route to here. That was part of my problem. That was part of my plans. There's no truck here. There's no trucking route here. Okay. Is there any way to have the helicopter deliver it? because they can totally do that, and there's a lot of them. We could maybe try to see about getting helicopters to deliver it somewhere else and then have trucks pull it in, because that's a really complicated issue that I think I can just solve really quick by putting all those helicopters to work. So why don't we say we want the cargo platform 3X, and we can have them deliver this. I think we'll have them deliver it like right over here. This is pretty far away. Well, we're gonna use the side of the platform. Yeah. This will be fine. Ooh, if I can get it in here. No, I have to move these. I have to move all the power, but I think maybe I can just put it over here though, because trucks can still go off and do the thing they need to do. It's just about getting it way back in here. So it is really convenient to have this located right here. Yeah. All right, we're gonna try it here instead. That way they'll come out, then they'll just cross in, and they'll just cross the road right here. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna put this down here, build it with rubles, and then we're gonna want a couple of these medium storages attached to it. So I'm thinking we're gonna go here. Ooh, no, because they have to access this with the. They don't want to access this. This isn't what they need to. They don't need the helicopter pad access. They need the storage access. Yeah. So we're gonna need to go probably like here. Let's say here and here be our two storages, and then the helicopters will deliver it. I know this is incredibly inefficient, but it's also really cool to use helicopters this way. I think it is anyway. We can do it like this. I don't have anything going on over here, so okay. And then we'll just make this road a little bit further back. And let's connect it up because we can. Okay, so now we need... I'm curious. Does the road cargo station allow me to... It does. It operates with steel. Okay, actually, we're going to change this again. Although, wait. Let me see real quick. Does the storage have multiple parking? It has 2 stations for each. You know what? This is fine. 2 stations... It's plenty. I don't gain any additional stations to load by adding the road cargo station. It's 4 and 4 still. So this is fine. So we're going to say that this goes... okay, so this is a one-way road. So you're going to need to come out like this. And then you'll come out... kind of like... I think you're gonna have to connect like this. I could also have these roads be completely separate. I could. Can I have this? You're flashing green at me and I want it right there. Dang ya. How about this? Oh. Alright, I'm gonna have these be separate anyway, because it's just yeah, the one-way street and everything, it's gonna be probably better just to do it this way. So we'll have these just like this, right? Sweet. Now I'm going to repurpose a couple of these helicopters, and we're going to use the M10s because they have the biggest hauling capacity here. Now, they're really small amounts, okay? They are. But they are going to be able to deliver them faster than we can use them, and that's really the only thing that matters in this case. So I'm going to take and have you change depot to... Ooh, you're still here. This M8 helicopter, what are you doing? You're just doing passenger stuff? Huh. Maybe I sell this helicopter. Can I give it to like a... I don't know, can I give it to a fire department or something? I probably need to build another fire department, to be honest. Like, this is my hospital, but I don't think I have a whole lot of fire. Maybe we'll just build another fire department really quick, because I think that's probably a good idea. I've been expanding a lot, and I haven't kept going with the fire department as well as I could have. Put it on this side. Right about there. Then we'll put a heliport on the side. We'll put it back here, actually. Yeah, this is fine. Right about here. Just make this a quick little gravel road kind of thing. No big deal. And then once this is built, we're gonna go ahead. I need a faster solution. Like, I'm gonna need a more long-term solution than these helicopters, I think. And it might be better for me to just redo how that is. And I probably still will, okay? So for those of you who are thinking, really, this is your long-term thing, it's not. I just kind of wanted to get it going, and I don't want to deal with roads at the moment. So, like, I can kind of do that later. But the helicopters will work to deliver steel now, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. So here's what I'm thinking. We're going to go and give this helicopter to this fire department. So there you go. You have that now. Then you can also go ahead, I'll give you a little fuel, whatever. And then we're going to get you just some fire trucks. So 5, 9, speed is, wow, only 9s, huh? We used to have 12s. Fire department's really gone downhill over time. All right, so that's good. That'll be enough. So the helicopter will then come over and do that. Okay, so with that off of the pad now, I should be able to reassign one of these M10s. So let me just get you to reassign here. And then I can get you hauling cargo back and forth like you do. And then you can just, of course, land anywhere you need to get your fuel and stuff. We could also deliver fuel here. I think that's possible to do. But is it easy to do? Where is my... You're the cistern right here. Can I add this as a connection? Helipad. Yeah, unload fuel there. I'm not entirely sure how that works because there doesn't seem to be really any storage. But then again, it does say here that there's storage. So, okay. Yeah, so we don't actually have this hooked up to this. That was my mistake when I put this in. But there is a rail connection directly. So we are going to need at least one train doing this. And I'm going to try to grab my steel train that I already have moving steel. So let's find that steel train right... Oh boy. I have no idea which one it is. Because I think it's maybe this one? Rail build, resupply. Here it is. So I want you... Where are you? Way over here? You are way over here. Well, that makes sense because you're resupplying... What are you resupplying? Oh, you're dropping steel off in the vehicles thing. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing you can do. All right, here's what I probably need to do. I need to give you a couple more flatbeds. And then you're going to have the same route you have now, but you are going to make a huge stop at the shipyard. Yeah, that's how you're going to do this. So I think as soon as you're done unloading this, I'm going to speed up time. As soon as you're done unloading this, what I'm going to do is have you come all the way over. Yep, all the way over. And go to depot here, and we're going to restructure your route so that you can deliver more. How are we doing on this? Ooh, you shipped something. That's probably... I honestly, I logged into the game, and I noticed I had over 20 million, and I was kind of going, huh? It's probably because this did something, yeah. It's set to wait until loaded, and there's hardly anything in this yard, so it definitely left with a full stack of these trains. That's pretty cool. I'm wondering if it's possible to start making better trains. I don't know if it's worth the license. I'd like to maybe just get ships going if I can. I've added parking structures over here, so there's a lot of parking, and people can move around and get over here. So a lot of people over here can get cars now. I'm noticing though that even though they can drive places, they can drive a lot of places. This really does expand like how people can get to work. Notice they can get here. I positioned these so they're just under 2,000 meters away from the steel. And yet nobody comes here. Nobody drives. Who needs to drive, honestly? Who needs to drive to the steel? They don't care, man. They don't care. All right, so where is that helicopter? Let's just get that going. So how you would do this with the helicopter, again, this is not the best way to do it. This is temporary. Eventually this helicopter will go back to constructing as normal. We're gonna have you make a stop here. You're going to load steel, wait until you're loaded, I guess. Then you're gonna come all the way over here and you're gonna drop that steel off here. And you're gonna unload your steel. And you're gonna do that back and forth. Go. That's your entire purpose in life now. That's what you do. Okay, that's it. That's all you do, back and forth, okay? That's gonna get us steel, starting to build it up in these two storage areas, and then we will get dedicated trucks that will move it over to this, because these each have two places to park. This has 2 places to park. There's a lot of room here to have cars waiting and stuff. There's nobody using this, so that's going to be just fine. For the rest of the materials, though, we actually have sort of a 2-part delivery system for this because of how this is built. So we're going to deliver the bulk of the other resources to these 2 warehouses using the road cargo station, and then there will be trucks that are dedicated to each one of these warehouses. So each warehouse will have 1 truck that's dedicated to only that warehouse. That way there's not trucks waiting for each other. They will leave the warehouse to refill itself by going to the road cargo station, grab the resources they need, and going back and emptying it out into their respective warehouses. And all of that is being basically just going to get taken care of, all right? Now, there's a whole bunch of people coming in here to work, and that's awesome. Kind of want to see what we're looking at here. So we're getting you up to about 125, and you should be filling up to about the same. I would think about half and half. Okay, good. So you're each going about half and half on that. That's nice. It's unspecified at the moment, but there's only 2 places to work here. They're going to split themselves evenly between them, I guess. So what I could do to get the ball rolling on this is just to do like one-time purchases for this stuff. Look at the amount of fabric that's required. It's like nothing, right? The passenger ship needs more because of seats and stuff, but like, what does this need? Like 0.002 tons of fabric. What is that? Like the captain's quarters has a carpet or something? Like, what is this? So it needs almost nothing is what I'm getting at. So for the amount that we're looking for inside the warehouses, we're gonna go nothing here, no chemicals. We're gonna bring fabrics down to 5%. Go to alcohol, go food, go down to clothes, go, I think you're going to share with plastics and electronics. Although, you really don't need to worry about it, do we? Because, like, look at, they don't need much of anything. It doesn't matter. Let's take plastics. Plastics and electronics together is about 20 tons, okay? And then mechanical components is 87 tons. Yeah, so really we need 1 warehouse full of mechanical components and 1 warehouse full of plastics and electrical components. That's kind of it. So we don't need electronics at all for this. So plastics and no mechanical components here. So it's just plastic and comp. But we're also going to let this warehouse share for the fabric and stuff. So we're getting down to 3%, and then we're going to go, let's bump. So we got almost a 2-to-1 ratio here, pretty much. So we'll go more plastic than we have electro, and we're just gonna kind of do something like this until the fabric is down to a non-existent number, to a really stupid small number. Just gonna go back and forth with this, and then it kind of goes to about like 1 ton or whatever. Like that's it. We don't need any more. Okay, so now we're looking at having about a 2-to-1 ratio for plastics and electrical components, plus that very, very small amount of fabric that's still lingering there that they can deliver if they want to. Okay, then the other warehouse will be mechanical components, and we're just going to stuff this one full of that. So we'll just hit this until it's to basically a 95%, and go bam, bam, boom, 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 boom. Okay, all that 325 right there. Good. We'll do the same thing with this one, except this side needs a little bit different balance, okay? Because this is a passenger ship, there's a slight difference in this. Less mechanical components, more fabric, but it's bare. So it's barely. So let me configure all these warehouses, and then the train that went to the depot should be done with that depot. I'm gonna set that up to bring steel here as part of its route, and then it'll have to like bring it over here, and then there is no way to just continue on its merry way, I guess, because, well, I've got everything in the way. So it's gonna have to come in here and then leave to go this way and then work its way through the system. That's probably not the greatest way to do this. One thing I could do is have this, possibly have this split off this way and then around. That way it could turn around. We'll see. I could even do the roundabout idea here. That would allow it to turn around too, wouldn't it? I don't know. We'll see. I'll play around with this. I'll be right back. All right. So I've got this train here sort of reconfigured to where it's going to do all of its same deliveries, but at the end of whatever this delivery cycle was, it's now going to just add 2 instances where it basically comes here, picks up steel, goes immediately to the shipyard, drops it all off, then comes back here, picks up the steel, and then carries on with whatever it was going to do. So essentially all I did is add 2 stops, one extra one where it picks up steel, and yeah, obviously dropping it off, and then it just goes back and does its business. I like that. I think it's going to work well, and I don't think it's going to necessarily rob any of the other stuff from their steel, because I also added 2 cars to this just to make it a little bit longer and allow it to kind of do its thing. So yeah, it's going to be good. Sometimes we get some stoppages with the trains, but that's just because there's intersections. Yeah. I've got all of these warehouses configured and balanced the way I want them, so we're going to be ready to go. We're going to store a maximum, I guess, of 13.5 tons of fabric in here, and then it just gets distributed where it needs to go over there. So now it's just a waiting game. The helicopter's been dropping off the steel in small amounts. It's, you know, it's there. It's happening. It's very slow. Should I just redo this? Like, this is where all the magic is, man. This is where all the good steel is. But if I do this, I mean, there's no way to get, there's no way to do this. There's no way to get this connected to the road network at all without disrupting this factory connection. Like, there's just, I just cannot see any way of doing this. Even if I went with, I don't know, like, just like the quickest bridge possible here. Like, if I was to go like this, it's still not enough. Like, look at that. It's just no. They're not going to let me do it. So, yeah, for now it's helicopters. But I think what I can also maybe do is I might be able to tell this storage to limit. If I do that, then they won't put as much here, which will focus a lot of their deliveries over here. But I don't see a point to that, really, because, I mean... Oh, here's something we could do. Well, okay, so the problem really is that the forklifts cannot access this. This is dedicated for the construction helicopters. I did this intentionally so that nothing would happen that would cause the construction helicopters to not get steel. The issue with this, though, is like if I put one of those like center pieces in here, if I put one of these in there, then this will not automatically export to that. However, I think we got to the point now where construction is not a big deal. Like, we're kind of good, and we're using steel for a lot of other things. So at this point, it might be better to actually get this source hooked up here so that it can be evenly distributed. You know, because I'm kind of robbing it with the helicopters right now. Let's just do that. It's, I think it's a cleaner solution, to be honest. But let's just disconnect this really quick. We're going to go like this. Thought I left enough room for this to happen. No, I did, but it's done like this. I'll show you. Like, stop. It happens like this. It's a very touchy thing too. It's like you have to get the perfect spot to do this, right? Like, but I remember it working and saying, okay, this is where I want it. So I know I know there's a spot here where this will work. I just have to find it, right? Come on. Can I just rotate you a little bit? Huh? You're not gonna do it? How about rotate this way? Come on. I mean, it technically works, right? You don't really need it to be perfect. That does technically work. Yeah, because it's all connected to the same... This is all you need. This is all we need. All right. So at least now what we can do is we get the forklift network and we can actually grab this steel and we can load, unload, etc. From this storage facility and kind of equalize it out and level it out. So now what I could do is just say limit, and then I can turn all this down, because the trains and stuff can't access this. I mean, nothing can access this aside from the helicopters. So if I pull this back, and let's say I add aluminum here until the steel caps out around, let's say 247 is fine. So that causes this to be interpreted as full right now. Oh, they're gonna put other things in here? That's not good. I'm gonna do it with aluminum so that they don't do that. They can't store wood and stuff in there. But now all of this export will then go dedicated immediately to here. That's what I'm most looking forward to, is right here. I'm gonna bump that up a little bit, and let's pull this back down. Looks like I'm out of prefab panels. I'm gonna have to look at that too, because prefab. I mean, I'm not making any tracks either. There's no construction happening at all. The tracks are done. This track all the way over here, all the way over to Balasros here. That's done. That's the one that goes to the NATO countries over by Iskatambula. Iskatambula's had a little bit of an upgrade. I've added some additional housing. I've ensured that there's always people working here, so people can always get the resources that they need. Obviously, all of these 4 basic essential resources are being delivered here on a regular basis. So these are all full. It's all part of the same delivery network, part of the same route. We're also getting alcohol delivered as well, and that is already getting distributed to the pubs. Well, at least it's supposed to be. Maybe I didn't select the pub. No, I did. I selected the pub. Exactly what is the deal then? Hi. Why are you not, Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't select the pub. I selected this pub, but not this pub. Oh. Well, that explains it. Yep. Well, it is connected now. The trucks will get out and get to work on it now, I suppose. Fine, whatever. Why are you stopping? That should never happen. Hang on. What are you stopping for? That should never happen. We're gonna keep that going. I have to figure that out. So when you pull in here, this is the reason why I had to set this up differently, because I have 3 different trains that pull in here and they're different lengths. And like having a train stop here to wait for this one to turn around is kind of just, it's really difficult. And so I was like trying to figure out how to position all this stuff to make it work. The thing is though, like these trains don't usually stop at the same time. They don't usually have that problem where they're going to be in each other's way. But I wanted them to turn around here just to give adequate clearance, and it's just too long. And I probably could make it shorter. That might be one thing to do, because the meat train is always fairly full. I mean, it's usually 60 to 70% full all the time at its lowest point, just because it's making its rounds and people aren't using meat as fast as it's able to deliver it. So yeah, I could make it a little bit shorter. That might make it easier. Same thing for the food train and stuff too. Although I think the food train is getting to the point where it has alcohol and like it has alcohol and a little bit of clothing that it hauls. It tends to keep that stuff, but the food part of the train is a little bit kind of, is struggling a little bit, because our population is getting up there pretty high. It's nearly 70,000 citizens now. And even with 70,000 citizens, only 4,400 of them are living with their parents, and only 4,700 of them are currently unemployed. And I can get them employed because I'm going to bring them in here. I think a large percentage of the people we're going to have working on the ships are going to be coming from Sosnikova. They're going to be coming from here because the unemployment rate in Sosnikova is, well, I mean, the rate's okay, right? It's under 10%. We have 11,700 citizens, less than 1,000 unemployed workers. So it's a really good percentage, but there's still 900 people here. I can get those guys to deliver the ship. And I just have to make sure I'm getting into this train station faster. So what I might do is go to this. Let's just get another passenger train set. Yeah. And then we'll get one more wagon. Let's go with, we'll just go with this one. It's fine. And we're going to name this train Shipyard. Yeah, just Shipyard 1. I don't know. I'm pretty unoriginal right now. And then we're going to go ahead and say, I want you to pick up people from there. That is going to eat into some of the people that go to chemicals. A large portion of all these people. There's every once in a while, I see 1,000 people waiting at that. But it doesn't matter, because the trains that go and get them for chemicals can store 900 people. And they still don't properly fill everybody up. It's a really nice system. I really like this setup. It has had almost no complications. The only complication I see with this is every once in a while, which I've already fixed it, but every once in a while I'd get a train stuck right here. And I've already fixed it by just moving this cross section. It was right here. Silly. Now it's back over here, so I can give a little bit of extra room to this area. In any case, Sosnikova train platform, get people and bring them to here. and then just drop them off. So this is gonna that's gonna be all we need to do to bring enough people here. We have some people being brought in from that side. We have some extra people who are unemployed from over there being brought in over here. And that's really all that's gonna take to get this going. Steel has been delivered. That's great. Final step then for ships is to get a distribution network to bring the rest of the materials over here. That's all we need now. And then once the workers come here. So we need plastics, fabric, mechanical components, and electrical components. Okay, so here's how I want to do this. Plastics is pretty close. And that's what these two warehouses are, right? These two warehouses are this extra plastic storage. We're going to tap into that now, right? So we're going to take a distribution network, a distribution office, and we're going to put it you kind of need it in the middle, but I want to put it in a place where they can quickly turn around. So I think probably right here is good. We'll put it right about there. And what we're going to do is get that road go there. Okay. Now what I need first and foremost, just so I don't forget, I want the cistern and the distribution office for fuel to be connected to this. Maybe I can have the other one do it. This one's not doing a whole lot, right? Can I have the other one do it? Yeah, you're farther away. I'd rather let's let the close one do it. So where is it? Right here. This distribution office, which is already selected, silly me, is going to also connect to there. And it's just going to deliver fuel here, right? That way these guys don't have to refuel when they head out to go do something. So they can come over here and they can hit the highway and go, right? Or they can whip a UE here and then hit the highway and go, right? It's all going to happen. So I need a couple of things. I'm going to need cars, of course, or trucks, of course. But one connection I need is here. And we're going to be unloading stuff here. The second thing we're going to need is I'm going to select both of these just in case it wants to tap into any of them. It's perfectly fine. I guess I need trucks first, don't I? Because it doesn't know what options it has for me. So we'll do covered hull, and we're going to bring the big boys here. So we'll get at least, let's say 8 trucks. We could also get steel brought here. It's just this extra thing we could do. So maybe we'll get a couple of open hulls too. Yeah, we can get like, I don't know, maybe 2 of these guys, 2 of these real big guys here. And we'll get some steel, I guess, from this too. So what I need to do then is select this, because that's going to be steel that we want to unload. So at the cargo station, we're going to be unloading the electrical components, mechanical components, plastics, and fabrics. There we go. We're going to be unloading that stuff. Cool. Not livestock, although that'd be funny. We're building Noah's Ark. Now we're going to have warehouse. This, which ones are these? These are the ones with plastics in them. So we want to load plastics from these. Yep. Okay. And then the steel shipyard, we're unloading steel here. Cool. Next, where am I going to get the rest of the stuff? Well, we're going to come all the way over here. Hello. Come all the way over here, and I'm going to have you get mechanical components from... I'd really like to get them from here. That'd be nice. They're actually really full here, too. And they get made pretty quick. So why don't we just have them get direct from here? Like, just get them direct from the source instead of stealing them from the helicopters. Although it doesn't really matter. The forklifts are going to move them around anyway, right? So, like... You know what? We can have multiple sources. Do whatever you want to do. So we're going to load mechanical components here. And we're also going to load mechanical and electrical components from here. We're not going to take any plastics from here. And we could probably get electrical components from the... is it this one? 66, 41. And we could get it from here too. It doesn't really matter where you get them from. I'm just kind of trying to spread them out so that we're not taking them from one source and waiting around. So we'll get electrical components from there. Maybe a little plastic here too if you want. No, never mind. I don't want to rob them from the electronics. We'll take them from the extra storage. That's what it's for. Okay, so electrical components, mechanical. Only thing left is fabrics. So come all the way over here and we get fabrics from here. All right, and you load fabric there. That is it. That is all we need to do. Tell them to make everything as full as possible and tell them to go. And that's it. That's all you do. So distribution is now going to go off. It's going to do their thing. Some of them are going to head off to plastics. Others are going to head off to the Gorod Stali steel area. We're going to have some steel loaded. We have to actually pick a spot to get that steel, don't we? Yeah, we're unloading steel there, but we're not getting steel anywhere, are we? No, we're not. So let's make sure that we have our flatbeds have a place to go. And we'll take it from here. It's fine. If it's available, we'll take it from there. It doesn't look like there's any available, though. Oh, boy. We're going to need another... Like, I don't think I can support more steel. Like, I didn't set this up with the idea that we were going to have... Oh, it's coal. Wait, it's not iron? It's not iron. We're waiting for coal. Why are we waiting for coal? Do you have any idea how long it's been since I've had to wait for coal for any reason at all? Oh, it's because I added this route. Oh, okay. Yeah. Until this is full, then yeah, it's full now. Okay, I added this heater, right? This heater right here, this heat area, so that Iskatambula doesn't have to be in the cold anymore. It's about to snow. And so I've got a heating network set up with a pipe and right over here with this exchange. So all these guys can be warm, right? But I need workers to come here. This just finished. And now that it's just finished, I've added it to the route for this train. So it loads up the coal, drops off half of it here, and then goes that way. That'll do it. But now it doesn't have to do that because now this is full. So this should be a full load getting unloaded. And now we should see steel being produced once more. Oh my God. Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there, guys. I'm having a good time with this. I hope you guys are too. So that's it. I'm going to let this play on just a little bit, maybe into the winter a little bit. I want to see if we get some progress on the ships. Yeah. So give me a couple in-game months or something. Just let it go. And we'll be just right back. All right. The stage is set. And all that's left is to get the dedicated trucks that are going to be handling these warehouses here. I've done 3 out of the 4 already. I'm just kind of showing you how I'm doing it with the last one. So I did plastics, electrical components, and fabrics with 2 of them, and just straight up mechanical components with 2 of them. This truck is going to be a mechanical components. Really simple. We're just going to take the route, say load mechanical components, and that final warehouse, we're just going to say wait until unloaded, mechanical components, and go. The rest of the trucks are already on their way. They should be here pretty soon. They're going to pick up their respective resources that they're supposed to at this location, and then they head off to the warehouses, like this truck is right here, right? And these little trucks here. So these little trucks, they don't really carry a whole lot, but they're also pretty efficient to that way. So we've got that happening here. Now, I also probably need gas stations and stuff for this. There is a fuel station here. Most of these trucks will probably just use that. I could put another fuel station on this side, but there's actually one already on this side of the highway over here. So we're just going to leave that alone. One of the things that I've been doing, though, is I've had a distribution center managing fuel this whole time. And that is right here. This Fedora Stand small distribution office has been handling fuel for a lot of structures on the map, all over the place. It has to travel a pretty decent distance to go get the fuel. So I've added this little fueling station right here. And there's an underground pipe that goes all the way to this tank. And this tank is on the standard delivery network for the rest of this. So I didn't have to change the train at all. The train is just going to drop off its fuel right here like it always does, and it will get divided between this big tank here and this network and this big tank here, which is going to be hooked up to this network. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to have that same place that's been managing fuel this whole time. I have a hard time finding it sometimes too. Where in the world did it go? Here. This one. Yep, it's already selected, dumbass. We're just gonna put 90% on this so that it keeps working. But we're gonna add a new connection to this building, and I can't add any more buildings, so I'm gonna take the primary source in which it's getting fuel, and I'm gonna remove it. So that would be here. It's going right now all the way over there to get fuel. That's no good. So we're gonna remove this, and we're gonna tell it to now get its fuel from a much closer source from here to there. That's where you get your fuel now, and you're gonna load your fuel from there. Okay, so it should be able to do its job a lot more efficiently now by not having to go all the way over there to get its fuel. And yeah, so we should be ready to rock now. Let me just double check. And it says we're missing fabric, and we're missing fabric. You know what? Screw the fabric. I'm doing 10 tons of fabric, manual purchase in both of these until we have it. All right, that's it. You can't stop me. And there we go. Look at this, almost 400 workers in each one. Wow, we are really doing well on workers for that too. I bet we did a pretty good hit to our unemployment rate. Yeah, there's a little bit of a dip there, just a little bit. Yeah, see at the end there. Yep. This is gonna be cool. So we have 2 ships being made at the exact same time, right next to each other. And I can't wait to see what they look like and to use them. These 2 ships are probably going to be used. We're going to move people. I have a ferry route that I'm considering taking. Somebody mentioned this, and I thought it was kind of an interesting idea of getting some people in Kraftkalash involved in making ships, because there's still a population here, and there's some unemployment over here too. It's not that bad though. I actually thought it was a lot worse than it is, but the unemployment over here is actually pretty dismal. Like there's basically no unemployment. But we could always add more people. They could get highly educated and they could become engineers and all that stuff. And then we could just get like a passenger port right here, you know? That was something that somebody said, and I like the idea a lot, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. A passenger harbor here. We could use this also for just getting people to college from around the nation. So we're gonna go and pop that right about there, I think. Yeah, but we're gonna build it with resources because we don't need it right away or anything. So let's build it right like that. Awesome. Now the helicopters can get to work. I like watching them take off. Hang on. Are they going to go? Are they going to go? Come on, take off. You know you want to. There it is. All at once. All at once. Dun 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 dun. I love watching all of them all at once. Just whoosh. What? We have a job? Yes, sir. On the double. All right. That's it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate you. I really do. We got some boats being made. We're going to see these things develop on an ongoing basis. They're going to look a little different every time we look at it. It's going to be good. And they're completely different ships, too. Take care. We'll see ya. Bye-bye.